What's up, Nick? Nick, you still haven't emailed me. What's up, Jeff? Hey, Jeff, I got that roll cart. Uh, the guy, $66.66. That was the total. And I had to get, hey, what's up, Emery? I had to get, I don't have a pickup truck or I don't have access to one. So I had to put the thing in the trunk of my Camry. Luckily, the guy only lived like a couple miles away from me. So, yeah, I'm back home also. What's up, Knox? Anyway, I'm trying to think. Jeff, if you recall the picture, he had like a hand truck handle on it, like a high rise handle. I'm taking that off. The other handle that he put on there after the fact, I don't know if I'll leave that on there or not. But then I'm thinking maybe take that side tray off as well. He put the thing. What's up, Keith? Yo, Dickie. What's up, Clint? Um, he put the thing, Jeff. He put the thing on 4x4s, the casters. So it's sitting up 3.5 inches higher than it would be otherwise. And I'm inclined to just leave it that way. If I keep it, I probably will just leave it that way because I'm several inches taller than that guy was. Ken, Mike, what's going on? What's going on? So anyway, Jeff, I got that roll cart, and I don't know how I would handle that if I was gonna resell it. Maybe I could sell it for more money, or I don't have a tool truck because I'm not a technician, so I don't have like a Snap-on or Matco dealer that I'm used to dealing with. So I doubt that I could get any truck credit for it or anything like that. But yeah. Oh, so just so you know, that light is in the mail to me, not you, because you troll too much. Erico sent me the light. Take that, Oso. What's up, Junkie? So, have you guys been thinking, now that Junkie's here, I don't know, I think a lot of you guys were in the stream Saturday night. We're going to do another one at some point. I don't know how many of you guys have been thinking about questions for Junkie, but I've thought of a few. Hopefully you guys are kind of thinking of that stuff too. Oh, Keith. Okay, so I'll give you guys the whole rundown on this. Jeff Kennedy texted me on Thursday night and sent me something, an eBay listing that was a Seattle only local pickup, and it was a Matco service cart, single drawer Matco service cart. I think they call it MSC2. It's probably 13 or 14 years old. And the guy had done some, modifications on it. He added like a side table to it, and he'd put some, like, cut off the top of a hand truck handles and put that, and he'd put 4x4s under it to raise it up 3.5 inches. And the story I got from the guy was that he worked at Sears Auto Center for years and years. I think the guy's retired now, but he had kind of tricked it out, I guess you could say, basically customized it for his use. He like put a Snap-on badge on it too. He said, "Oh, it fools everybody." So it was for $80, but I didn't want to pay that. So I talked with Jeff about it on Thursday night, and he said, "Hey, make the guy an offer. What's the worst he's going to say? No, you still haven't lost anything." So I offered him $50, and eBay wouldn't even take that offer. And I offered $60, and they sent him that offer, and he messaged me back on there and said, counter offered at 66, and we kind of went back and forth, and he was saying if he did it through eBay, they were going to take extra money. So I said, well, what are you saying? You want to do it outside of eBay or what? Well, I don't know how eBay's software works or whatever, but they picked up on the fact that we were having that conversation, and it posted that part publicly. So he got kind of upset about that, which I don't do eBay enough to know that. Now I do. Sorry, Jeff. Jeff's got no video. I don't know what to say, buddy. So basically, I was out of town for the last couple of days, but he agreed to do it. And Sunday night, last night, I went and got the tool cart from him. So I haven't really done anything to it yet, but I'm going to rip the handlebars off of there. And probably it's got like a full-length container on the back of it, like, spray can tray on the back of it. I might leave that. And then it's got like a Craftsman flip-up style side table he put on it. Yeah, Keith, $20. Yeah. So that was that. Anyway, so thanks to Jeff for that. I didn't even need it, but I thought, you know what? There is actually some stuff I could use for it that right now is just sitting on the floor. So why not just put it on the cart? And everybody from the pictures was telling me, oh, you can flip that for $140 easy. And I thought, well, I'm not quite that confident, but at least if I buy it, if I don't have too much into it, I won't feel too bad even if I'm not able to resell it. So you said they go for $100 new, Keith. I actually looked. I think the modern Matco equivalent was like, it was over 300. It was around 320 or $350, but it's just a single drawer Matco service cart, and this one's made in the USA and all that. So I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. I don't have much money into it, and I can use it. Oh, so what are you saying? You're saying about the service cart? He says $100 with no drawer, $150 with brand new. Okay, so evidently they're selling them for less than their online price. What's up, Top Wolf? Top Wolf, quick question: how many entries do you have in your contest right now tonight? That's odd, Keith. I didn't know they sold stuff for that much of a discount. Wow. Junkie, let's do it at the end of this week if you have time. I'm kind of still thinking about it. I'll IM you tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll figure it out for the end of the week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, somewhere in there, maybe even Thursday night. I just don't want to do it tonight because this is going to be just a quick thing. And I've already kind of been getting questions from people, and I want people to have more time to kind of formulate their own questions. I've got about 3 different subjects. I'll kind of want more details on, just stuff that people have brought up, essentially. Top Wolf has 3 entries into his 100 sub giveaway contest. Okay, Top Wolf, I'm going to try to make a video tomorrow. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I'm going to try to do because I want to be in on that. Hard Knock says Sunday or Saturday would work best. That would work best for you, Knox, to be in there in the chat, in the chat box. Yeah, I don't know, Top Wolf. Did you have you didn't really set a time limit on that, but I'm sure once you get a few entries, you'll probably give us advance warning like Hard Knocks did. I don't know if you guys caught Frank's video. I think Frank's next giveaway, Frank M Tech, is at 800 subscribers. And he did put out a tool update video today. If you guys haven't seen that yet, he got a bunch of new stuff. Junkie. Here's the thing. I take my role as kind of a moderator seriously, but I can't really be, I kind of have to play devil's advocate. I can't just agree with you. Otherwise, that's the whole time, or that's going to be a boring stream. So I think people just have kind of asked about the different feuds over the course of, your channel. Nestor's been thrown out there. Bruce has been thrown out there. Even some stuff about RTR. So it'll be lively, but it's stuff that you indicated the other night that you're totally willing to talk about. So, you'll be able to get your side out there, and I'll probably ask a few challenging questions and that kind of thing. So, it'll be fun. It'll be lively, but it won't be adversarial. Keith, do you need some stuff for a giveaway? I can send you some stuff to give away. Yeah, Hard Knocks. Okay, well, we'll see what works best for Junkie, but yeah, Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if I want to do it quite as late as it was the other night, because if we're gonna go for, I think that stream was like 2 hours and 17 minutes, and Junkie came in at like the 37 minute mark. So we went for an hour and 40 minutes, and I could see the next one going that long too. So I want to give us plenty of time in the evening to have the tell-all expose. What's up, Cello? Yeah, Keith, that's always the thing. Like I thought about doing a 150 subscriber giveaway, or a 200 or 250, or whatever the number is, but that's not really the direction things are heading for me. Always that I've done and the stuff that I've given away, it's always been to people who are just already here. So I don't really want to incentivize my channel to new people as far as, if I sub there's a chance I could win. I don't really feel like, for me, that's the best way to attract people to this channel, just because of the kind of videos I do. I mean, I'm basically just doing live streams. So if people are kind of already in the mix, eventually they find me, and we have the insiders chat. So I kind of want to just give stuff to people who are already subscribed and already Blue Wrench. Yeah, no questions. That's funny, Knox. Top Wolf, I'm missing context because I'm caught up in the delay. You said Snap-on sucks. What about that? Oh, Keith agrees. Yeah, Keith, look, I mean, to each their own, but I think the best way to do it is just to do a live stream, and whoever shows up there, maybe you could do, but if you've got 5,000 subs, that could get out of control quick too. That's the other part. The way I do it is just anybody who wants in, The last one I gave people about a half hour to get there. We had 29 people, 29 entrants, I think. That was perfect. Just random number selector. 17:45. Yeah, that was a lengthy chat. Okay, yeah, Saturday, and I am you're in Ohio. I think I'm 2 hours behind you. I'm Pacific. You're still Central, I think, over there. So maybe Sunday late afternoon for me, early evening for you, something like that. Yeah, I like Junkie too, Keith. That's the thing. I like everybody. I was thinking about it today, and I think, how many people, most everybody on here gets along, but there are some people who don't get along. But I like pretty much everyone, other than Ty Guy, because he's a deceiver of the brethren, an accuser of the brethren. What's up, Eddy? Got back on the charger. Also said he's connected in those YouTube streets. I believe it. Hey, it's tough over there in Wood Village. I mean, you get out there like, 162nd Halsey up there. It's crime ridden. If Oso would just move out of there, the crime rate would probably drop. Oh, Drews says he's drunk. Well, I don't know what that's like, Drews, but just don't drive. That's all I can tell you. Keith, all he'll get is car questions. Yeah. What do you want in on, Cello? Sorry. Keith's got somebody from Uganda coming to visit him tomorrow. That's cool. Eastern, 3 hours. Oh, he's 3 hours ahead? Okay, well, I could probably do like a 3 or 4 o'clock start time, and if he's at 6 or 7, I would think that would work. Also, don't get along with anybody. Yeah, that was what I was thinking. Oso loves Timmy, though. Timmy's Oso's hero. Humanity is complex. That's very well stated, Emery. Yes. Hear ye. Oso's an acquired, he's an acquired taste. But Oso is OG. He was one of the first people in on all the streams. Oso and I went at it the other day. I don't know if any of you other guys are subscribed to Tool Boss. We got in there. I think I came in there about 3 minutes after Oso got in there, and so we start going at it right away. Well, Tool Boss, he was like, "Oh, do you guys know each other? Why are you so mad at each other all the time?" We were telling him, we're not mad at each other. This is just how we talk. What's up, Rob? Rob, I'm going to mail your magnets out tomorrow, buddy. I mailed off Justin ATVs today, and I will mail yours out tomorrow. This is just an observation, and we're not doing the stream till Saturday, but I'll kind of put this out there to put a bug in your guys' ear. It seems to me like some of the guys that hold something against Junkie, I'm talking now about, I don't mean to name names, but here I go naming names. Bob Kenzie, Cello, maybe Top Wolf a little bit. You guys kind of migrated over from Nestor's stream. And when Nestor started doing those streams, I would be in there, but I noticed that was kind of a different group. Sick With It was over there. Who else? Well, those four for sure. You guys were all from over there, and eventually you kind of migrated over to Dow, and then Jay Young after that, and eventually Junkie stream. So I was in all these streams and watching you guys, and there's been some beef there. It's this whole East Coast, West Coast. It was Biggie and Tupac, Nestor and Junkie. That was kind of the kickoff. So I think maybe there's some holdover, some animosity. Can't we all just get along? It's Bloods and Crips. I don't know if you guys remember back in about 94, 95, that song, I Wish You Were Here, by the ad hoc rap group Bloods and Crips. I Wish You Were Here. Go look that one up. That's on YouTube. That's old school. It's like in Rocky IV, If I can change and you can change, everybody can change. Come on. Everybody can change, Automotive YouTube. Maybe even Ty Guy. Maybe there's even hope for him. What's up, Juan? Oh, Top Wolf's mailing his stickers out. Yeah, Osa was saying all kinds of stuff over there on Tool Bosses. What's up, Gary? Knox was over there. What's up, Frankie M? How you doing? Catching up now, guys. Top Wolf taking issue with Junkie swearing. Yeah, well, look, I mean, everybody knows that over here on MD Lee 52, I try to keep it PG, but I mean, when I have guests on, that's kind of tough. Not everybody's real great at self-censoring. So, yeah, Gary D, if you email me, I've got just a couple left. I'm getting close to out, and I already have my next two limited editions designed. So if you email me here and just give me your shipping address, I'll send you a magnet. Give me free tools, I'll get along with everybody. Yeah. Are any of you guys subscribed to Brian 916? That's 916. That's Sacramento, right? I like his channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the homie Hector. Yeah. I'm really, even with Ty Guy, I was very hesitant to be critical of his channel. It was only after he consistently started going after other people with just nothing more than just accusations that I started to get kind of irritated with him. But everybody's got their own style. Junkie, Nestor, Bruce, Jay Young, Dow. Your channel, your choice. It's like my body, my choice. Well, your channel, your choice. Hey, watch it or don't. Take it or leave it. I like to watch all of it. If you guys haven't subscribed to Rob's Wrenches, that's Shaka 38, aka Rob Merriweather. Yeah, Rob just seconded my motion on Brian 916. I've been subscribed to him for a while. Probably been 6 months, maybe a little bit more, Rob. You guys need to subscribe to Rob's Wrenches. He kind of had a rebuttal video on something that Harley Adams said in his Harbor Freight flyer review Rob had a fair amount of experience with one of the things in there that Harley had negative experience with, so Rob kind of offered an alternative viewpoint on it, and I thought it was really good. It's not something I'm super likely to buy, but you know, Harbor Freight stuff is kind of hit and miss, and it's interesting to see people who've had opposite experiences on it. I am not subbed to Keith Fenner. Hector is my adopted son, says Keith. I'm gonna have to see the documents on that one, Keith. I'm not sure I believe that. See you, Nick. Nick, text me. Or don't text me, email me. I'm going to do an interview with Nick one of these days. I'm going to get him on here. We're going to find out who the real Nick Windsor is. Yep, Keith, you nailed it. I thought that was the whole name, but yeah. But that's Rob's Wrenches. He's making videos. Oh, he's a machinist. You asked who the whole Big Six was. It was Bruce Allen, Garnett Tools, Jay Young, Justin Dow, the Snap-on Tool Review, and the Snap-on Junkie. And interestingly enough, I think I was subscribed to all of them before they kind of formed their alliance there. Garnett, I may have gotten in just a little bit late on. No, you know what? I wasn't. He only had 2 or 3 videos up when I found him, and they hadn't really dubbed themselves the Big Six at that point. Oh. Gary D says the Big Six was made to fail, in my opinion. Well, yeah, I don't know about that one way or the other. I mean, it's a group of people that were promoting each other. Anytime you got people of strong personalities, you get them in a group, there's going to be some tension there. But I mean, the idea was a solid idea. I think that's why you saw a lot of them kind of take off at the same time, because they all promoted each other. And the reason I found them was because I want to say that I had subscribed to Bruce a couple of years ago. He painted some motorcycle gas tanks or something like that, and I found his videos. He had 2 or 3 videos about that, and I subscribed to him because I thought, oh, that looks interesting. I want to find out more about that. And then he didn't make videos for quite a while, but I had been subscribed to Dow since, like, I don't even know, mid 2014. And I think I subbed to Jay Young about a year ago. So, you know, Junkie and Joel were both newer channels, as was Garnett. So the 3 of them I found pretty quickly after they started their channels. But, you know, they had, like, the videos you may be interested in on the sidebar. That's kind of how I found all of those guys, even when they weren't actively promoting each other. Knox says, I found Garnett first, argued with him over striking cap screwdrivers being useless for me, but he loves them. Why not have the option? I guess that's my thing. I kind of feel like take it or leave it, but, you know, why not have the option of beating on the screwdriver and having the striking cap on there? It doesn't hurt anything, does it? Okay. Knox follows up. I always used an impact for stuck screws instead of a striking cap screwdriver. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know, Knox, if you have those Vessel screwdrivers, Vessel, they're Japanese. They're making stuff for Craftsman now. What was it? A few months ago, I figured that out because I had bought like a 6-inch #2 screwdriver from them. It turns its striking cap. It's an impact screwdriver, but it's a Japanese industrial standard was the 6-inch long one that I got, and it turns it like, counterclockwise, I think either 12 or 15 degrees. There is no setting. It's just automatically that much. There's no forward or reverse. It's just going that way. And Craftsman is rebranding some of their stuff, and they had like a deal where it was, a 4-inch blade, #2, or I should say #2 Japanese industrial standard, and then a flathead for like $14.99. And I got a deal, even money off of that. So, and they're the same. They're just rebranded Craftsman instead of Vessel. Drew's Autos is bringing the heat. I'm going to have to check that out, Keith. I wasn't aware of that. I'm kind of reading back in the comments. You said something about the challenge. I will be checking that out. Yeah, Junkie says the same thing. I'll check that out tonight because I want to see what he looks like. Yeah, Knox, I don't know what the normal price is. I think it's at least $19.99, but when they introduced them, they had them for $14.99, and I think I had some surprise points on it or something, so I ended up getting them for like $10, which is what I had spent on just the one screwdriver off of Amazon, just the Vessel 6-inch. I think was around $10 or $11 shipped because they ship them from Japan. So, if you can get it with the Craftsman name on it, hey, why not? All right. We'll see you later, Eddie. What's up, Sick? And while you guys are in the subscribing mood, be sure to subscribe to Sick with It for the late show. Things get really live in there, I'm telling you. Sick with it reminds me of like watching Arsenio back in the day, You're never sure what's going to happen. It's got that air of unpredictability. Keith, send me an email about that. I'll take some of those off your hands. I'll even PayPal you some money for them, those Snap Off and Matco hand tools. A very small amount of money, Keith. Minuscule. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 90s real estate guru Carlton Sheets, but what he said about buying houses was if the owner isn't insulted by your first offer, you've offered too much. So that's kind of the way that I do it. That guy whose roll card I bought, he was insulted that I offered him $60, but he ended up selling it to me for $66.66. Plus, I had to buy 2 bungee cords, so those were $1 each. Top Wolf, I'll ask him right now. I don't know if he's reading the comments or not, but Junkie Top Wolf wants to know if you're going to make a giveaway or make a giveaway video for his giveaway contest, which is what's your favorite pry bar, and you get bonus points for showing you using the pry bar, and then you could win a nice little Craftsman socket and ratchet set. And you got to do hashtag Top Wolf Automotive. I'm going to do one of those videos tomorrow. I think he's only got 3 entries so far, and we need to hype that up a little bit more for the Top Wolf. It's just unacceptable. He's only got 3 entries. So let's band together and get on that Top Wolf train. What's up, Ken? I think I said hi earlier. Ken's been making some philosophy videos, some business owner philosophy videos, dropping that knowledge. Yeah, Keith says I have a quad triple bay full to the brim of stuff I'll never touch anymore. Keith, I mean, I know a guy, a high quality guy here in Seattle who happens to be me, I'm willing to do the charitable thing and take all that off your hands, Keith. All you would have to do is pay for the shipping out here. I'm telling you. Sick does keep it 100. You heard of keeping it real. Well, Sick with it keeps it really real. He's deep in these YouTube streets. Jim Carrey in living color. The Arsenio. I think that was Keenan Ivory Wayans was the one who was doing the impression of Arsenio. Remember, he'd get down there and he'd do the donkey kick. He'd be going woo woo woo, and he'd bend over. He'd get on his hands and do a donkey kick. And his finger, one of his fingers was like 10 inches long. They had an extension on there. Yeah, Ken, you got it. You got the time zones just right, because Sick is he closes the deal. That's the late show. So some of you guys more on the East Coast, you get that's your early morning stream. One of these mornings, I got to get up at about 4 o'clock for Colden's live stream. What's up, Gaston? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, man. Knox, just bang it out, man. Just use your iPhone. That's all I'm going to do. 4 or 5 minutes. I already know how I'm going to do the video. I've already got the pry bar picked out. Just film that thing old school. Just Gonzo style that. Guerrilla style that. No editing. No nothing. I don't know if Top Wolf is going to give extra points if you've got a cat sitting on your shoulder the whole time. He didn't say that in the video, but, if you've got access to a cat that'll sit on your shoulders throughout the video, that's got to be worth some bonus points. Right, Top Wolf? Give us the affirmative on that. Keith, what's the occasion? You're going to be in Seattle in March. Email me. Hit me up. Text message. Smoke screen. Keith, you have my number. I don't know if you realize it, but you do have my number. Check your emails and look at the bottom there. From the ones you're getting from me, you've got my number. I don't drink, so I wouldn't take you out for a drink, but you get a hot dog or something, or some Mongolian grill. Yeah, Brian, everybody's complaining of the same thing. I get live chat, but no video. You're just going to have to refresh, I guess. I don't know what the deal is. You're like the fifth or sixth person that's brought that up. Ooh, Hard Knocks is away on business. Do tell, Knox. Do tell. Come on, give us a sneak preview. What's going on? Hey, hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. I think Oso already clicked the dislike. So that's fine. That's just his way of saying hello. Oh, Juan, you gotta have access to a pry bar out there on the train, right? Even if you can't get back to the shop to do a video, you got to do one on the train. The single moms. Sick with it's brought that up about Seattle having a lot of single moms. I'd never heard that before, but I heard that from you, and I think Frankie M said something to me about that, and Matt G6 said something about that. All three of you guys, Southern Californians, and all three are saying the same story. I'd never heard that before. I don't know where you guys. That sounds like it's maybe fake news, but who knows? It might be hashtag real news. Yeah, Hard Knocks is right. Flip over to a different video. I actually had that happen to 2 other live streams today where it wouldn't load, and so I had to go load another video that was a different video and then go back, and then it loaded fine. Yeah, Rob's Wrenches. Colton does do a lot of streams to and from work. You think about it, I mean, that's a pretty good way to do it. You got nothing else you can do anyway. And he talks about Brian, you're always so negative. Seattle sucks. I like Seattle. What's up, Frank M? I was saying earlier, Frank M, he's still got a couple giveaways going. I think the next one's at 800 subs. So, he's closing in on it, giving away some stuff. Some sweet stuff, some lights, some Craftsman 3/8 flex head ratchets. Anytime I get 2 thumbs down on a video, I know that that's Brian and Oso just telling me hello. It's reassuring. What is so great about Seattle? I don't know. I mean, you say it sucks. How much time have you spent here? For one, I think it's a very pretty city, the same way that like Vancouver, BC is. Any city that's like situated on the water like that, it gets extra points in my book. I was just visiting my parents down in Portland last weekend, or this past weekend, and me and my dad were talking about that. We think Seattle's a prettier city than Portland, but only because of Puget Sound, only because of how it's situated on the water. Yeah, Frank Imtech doing giveaways at 800 subs, 900 subs, and then at 1,000. Brian, you gave me thumbs up. What's wrong? You having an off day or what? Get back over there. Get that thing a thumbs down, Brian. You do your job, okay? You don't worry about my feelings. You do your job. Oh, the tool cart. Oh, that's right. I remember that. I-90 and I-5. Well, so you think the traffic's bad, so that's why you don't like Seattle? I'll tell you what, Portland's traffic now is worse than Seattle's. True story. Traffic is horrible there. It's when that Portlandia show started, right before I moved. Portland started getting real popular, and I moved away, and then everybody moved there. Junkie giving us the inside information on the drag race scene. In Seattle. Okay. What's up, Eddie? Welcome back, brother. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Actually, that's Hulk Hogan. When those 93,000 Hulkamaniacs run wild in the Pontiac Silverdome, brother, what you gonna do? And then the Macho Man would come in. Oh, yeah, the Macho Man. Snap into a Slim Jim. Go like that. The thumbs down is Timmy. Hey, welcome to it. Thanks for the view, bud. Actually, Knox, it's funny you brought that up. I bought another phone. So my last phone, I'm not real big on spending money on technological devices, but I thought I don't need another phone, but I'm thinking of switching providers because like the streams during the day, like with Virgin Mobile, I don't want to have a contract. I'm just philosophically, I can't abide that. Well, with Virgin Mobile, you only get 10 gigs of 4G LTE, and then it goes to the lower speed. So like, I'll try to be in Colden's or South Georgia Tools live stream, and my phone will be giving me all kinds of issues about data warnings, and I think this is so stupid. So I went over to Metro and bought a phone. Well, I ended up, they had some promotion running where I got the phone for free anyway. Plus, I didn't have to pay tax. Plus, you know, the gal looked at me and go, "Are you MD Lee 52?" And I said, "Well, yes, I am." And she's like, 61006. And then I said, "Yeah, never forget." And then she's like, "Here's a bunch of free stuff." And I was like, "Well, you know, that's one of the perks of being me." I always gave you a thumbs up. Brian, I'm so disappointed, man. Come on. I had you figured as somebody who would give me a thumbs down. Francisco Cisco made my new channel art, you guys. I shouted him out for that last time. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, Cisco. I was okay, Brian, you bring this up, and I'm going to PG this out a little bit, but after dealing with your horrible drivers, I couldn't bear to spend any more time in that area. You are right. Seattle has the worst drivers ever because they have the stupidest drivers. Portland has the most polite. California has the most aggressive. And Colorado has, generally speaking, the best drivers. That's my observation on places that I've lived. It all sucks west of Spokane. I don't know about that. They do have terrible drivers, though. And LA traffic is ridiculous. No matter how bad Portland or Seattle gets, it'll never be that. Olympic Peninsula is a joke. What do you mean it's a joke? It's nice. I like it up there. Port Angeles is nice. Felt better once I got to Astoria. Well, that's probably you and everyone else. If you went down 101 through Washington, that's an ugly drive. Once you get to Oregon, drive down 101 through Oregon, that's like the most gorgeous drive in the whole world. But for some reason, Washington's coastline is like looking at the backside of the moon or something. Oh, Keith, look at you. Keith in with the Onboard Tech 33 account. Vermont is easy driving, brother. Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Yeah, well, Brian, I mean, there's no apologizing for Washington's Highway 101. It's obnoxiously ugly, but Uncle Savage. I don't know if you guys are into podcasts, but a good one for like wrestling history type stuff. Keep in mind, I drive all day long, so I got a lot of time on my hands to listen to podcasts. But when I want to kind of dumb myself down for about 3 hours a week, I listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. I don't know if you guys remember 80s wrestling, Brother Love. I love you. And he would do that. That's the guy. That's the podcast. Him and another guy. It's super, super good. They usually release them on Fridays. Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. I-90 by the amphitheater. I'm actually not sure where that is. East of Seattle, because I haven't driven out very far that direction, Brian. But I don't doubt it. Usually they're tailgating you and they're doing it while on their cell phone. And that's why I see like, 3 or 4 rear end wrecks through there every day. People tailgating each other with their head down, texting. In all seriousness, Tom, Frugal Prepper, he put that video out there the other day, and it was stuff that I'd been thinking for months, and he just nailed it. It was so well thought out and heartfelt. And I thought, that's good, somebody who's actually trying to be that dude's friend and has been trying to be his friend for months. But, I could see cracks in the armor about a month and a half ago when Tom said to somebody in the comment section, they said something to him about it. And he said, yeah, I try to be his friend, but he keeps trying to pull me in the middle of this thing. And he just doesn't understand that his problems are not my problems. And I wish he'd quit trying to involve me in all this. He makes it really hard to be his friend. And I thought, yeah, you're right. You're getting there. But you look through the history, where's RV Shadow? Where's Kenny? Where's Wyatt One Able? This guy's just left a trail of tears of people who have tried to be his friend. Disgruntled mechanic, It's a full-time job trying to be that guy's friend, and it's just not worth it. Yeah, he is, Keith. I did see that guy. He starts talking about Huey Newton and all this stuff. I thought, yeah, okay. Well, one of these times, I think Timmy should make an honest video and just say what he really thinks. Also say how he's had that Top Tech Videos website. Who was it? Who are the creators on there for about 5 or 6 months? Did you ever look at that, Keith? You notice who wasn't on there? There was one race conspicuously absent from that website until he finally got Eric the car guy. Then he started adding Caucasian people. So that guy likes to talk about racism all the time. That's him projecting. That guy's a racist. Guaranteed. See ya, sick. That's sick. He enters with style. He exits with style. That man exudes style, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, the Bushwhackers. Yep. Oh, Brian. Careful with generalities, Brian. I don't think you could say that, Brian. I'm not saying you can't say it. I'm saying I don't think you could substantiate that, Brian. I'm very skeptical of that statement. Yeah, did you notice that, Keith? Because I did. And I watched and I waited and I thought, huh, okay. And then I thought, well, now it's going to be more conspicuous because, more people are going to pay attention to it now that he's been able to associate Eric the Car Guy's name to it. So now he's covering his bases, he's covering his tracks. But I definitely noticed that. Yeah, Junkie, you're right. Tom, he did an excellent job. And I mean, he's friends with the guy and has had, you know, a relatively lengthy relationship, at least friendly relationship, at least by YouTube standards. So he summed it up the way other people probably wouldn't have been able to do. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I've mentioned this in streams before, but I'll say this. One of my little brothers, or well, my only little brother, when he came into our family, he had kind of a racist attitudes, but he's Ugandan, and it was interesting to see what I viewed as his racist attitudes kind of change over time. But he thought himself to be superior because he was Ugandan. And I thought, it's interesting. Racism can take a lot of different forms. Yeah, Brian, I know you said most, not all, but still, it's a stretch. Yeah, I'm not saying you do, Brian. I'm not saying anything one way or the other. I think that's just kind of a far-reaching statement. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Keith, I've gotten that off of him before. Maybe I don't know if I would summarize it that way, but just having watched his stuff, I think he just really wants to stay. He strikes me as a very non-confrontational type, which is fine, but unfortunately, you run across people in life who they just don't understand any other way than confrontation. I didn't know you said somebody Ugandan was visiting you, Keith. Yeah, one of my younger sisters and my younger brother are both Ugandan. Go to Costco in Durham, North Carolina. You're saying that happens at Costco in Durham, North Carolina, Brian? Brian, I think you probably need to either drop it or really explain yourself. And I understand that's kind of a difficult thing to do in a chat box, but this is you're not coming across real great here, bud. What's up, Dickie? Oh, see you, Dickie. Let me ask you this, Brian. Have you been drinking tonight? And I'm serious. Yeah, Juan, I do think that's what it is. Eric the Car Guy's busy. He probably just doesn't want any drama. He looks at it and thinks, well, I would probably get drama if I pulled my support from this thing. I'm going to get drama if I keep my support. My decision's made. So Yeah. Okay, Brian. Well, I can't sign off on that, Brian. I mean, you got your viewpoints. They are what they are. I understand you didn't say that as an absolute, but still, kind of a stretch. Maybe revisit this thought when you're not drinking. Okay. Yeah, Frank, it's kind of like a retroll. When Leak first did those videos, uh, I thought this is good. What Timmy's been trying to do is trying to bring up names of people who are way more popular, create a controversy, claim to be the victim, and then make videos and monetize them and make money off of it and increase his, his notoriety. So Leak's basically doing the exact same thing to Timmy. So there's an old saying. It goes, "What's good for the goose is good for the gander." So, yeah, okay. Well, if you're gonna play that game, play it. See you, Minions. Did you guys watch Minions stream the other night? Kind of changed the subject. Drews, what are you selling? Maybe he's already gone. Oh boy. What's the occasion, Drews, or do you not want to share? See you on. There's Frank with his entrepreneurial ideas. See you on. Later, Minions. Oh, Ken. Well, I pretty much. Here's the thing with Minions. Minions he's an open book, and if you paid any attention to him, like I have for like the last 4 or 5 months, there's kind of been an arc to his life, and now it seems like he's at the top, or maybe he's descending again. I'm just talking work life here. He was unemployed, he was uninspired, he was depressed, and then people started trying to help him out and encourage him, and he took that and he capitalized on it, and got a job in the field that he wants to pursue. And now he's, for the first few weeks or whatever, for the first maybe even month, it was like, oh, this is great. But my point to him, I told him the other night, is, look, eventually any job becomes a job. You're never going to be happy all the time. It's work. So, what's the next option? Go and work for yourself? Well, you could do that, and I know he's not getting paid much, and I've been there, and I think probably most of us have been, but at some point you just got to keep with it. You know what I mean? So that was what I was kind of getting out of it. And, we all need encouragement in life sometimes, and maybe some of us more than others, but he seemed to kind of perk up at the end of the stream. It sounded like stuff wasn't going all that great, and he was kind of realizing, he's still going to have financial commitments, and he's still not making much money, and probably isn't going to make a lot of money for quite a while. So he's just going to have to suffer through for a while. But I mean, he's got steady work. He's got 40 hours a week, and he's probably going to be getting pay raise before too long. And he is able to do side work. You know, he can fund. He's building up his tool arsenal, and he's able to do more and more side work. So, you know, if he works 40 hours a week for somebody else and works 10 or 20 for himself, he'll get further ahead before he knows it. But my thing to him was, and he wasn't saying he was going to change jobs necessarily, but I told him at one point, hey, don't quit your job until you got another job. You know, it's always easier to get a job when you already have one. It's always, you know, don't put yourself back in the same situation you were in before, essentially. Yeah, Keith, I get where you're at, but I have enough history with him where I kind of know how he is. You just got to give him some encouragement. He'll come around. It's just kind of like he said it himself. He was basically venting. So Keith coming with the tough love. I'm kind of more inclined to come with a tough love most of the time too. Eddie says he seems to get frustrated easy, and that really ties into his life a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have read that out loud. But I mean, Eddie, we all got different personalities, right? Some people just have different ability levels on different things. I'm really impatient at work, and it bodes well for me work-wise because I get a lot more done in a lot less time than just about anybody else I deal with at work. Well, they appreciate about me, and so they leave me alone because they realize I'm doing, 2.5 to 3 times as much as they're expecting me to do, and that works for them. But I have the kind of job where I can do that. I don't think he really has that job, but he has said that he's learned a lot from that guy who's his manager. But Knox, I know I'm getting behind in the stream here, but he didn't say he was quitting. He did say he was frustrated, and he kind of expressed some of his frustrations. Most of it was understandable stuff, but the thing I tried to tell him and other people tried to tell him was, look, you got to look at where you were at 2 months ago and just realize you were doing exponentially better than you were then. So, keep doing what you're doing. It's not going to be easy, but yeah, that is kind of funny, Keith. Over time. I don't think he could go into that line of work, Frank. Yeah, it can, but I mean, if you're telling the truth, if you get on here and you start talking about, your situations in life and your adversities in life, not everybody is going to be in there to hold your hand. Some people, we all have our personalities too, and that comes through in our comments. And I don't think you said anything just discouraging to him at all. I don't think anybody did. I think Keith probably felt like doing it, so he left. But, it's, he felt more upbeat and felt better about things toward the end of the stream. But it's not anything, like I said earlier, I have enough history with him where I kind of know how he is. So, yeah, Cisco, you're right. It's all about getting used to the daily grind. Keith says that he dances. Keith, is that like a river dance? Is that like some Michael Flatley stuff? Yeah, Gary, you're right. And in my experience, it's just about finding something to keep busy with. My dad recently retired and has had some, health issues and so on. And now it's a challenge for him to find stuff to keep busy with. He's been basically a blue collar worker all his life, grew up working on a farm, worked in construction for years, and kind of transitioned to a little bit more white collar work toward the end of his working career. But, the bottom line is if you quit if you go through periods of unemployment or just inactivity, it does not bode well for your overall health. You've got to find something to do to keep busy. Eddie, you hit the nail on the head. Perfect. He said he just needs to find his next little life goal. Yeah, so he has something to look forward to so he can move forward each day. That's an excellent point. We went through this when we got out of construction. I owned my own business from age 19 to about age 21 or 22. I was a general contractor. That's something I'd done growing up. I worked for my dad full time, basically from about the age of 14 or 15 until I was 19. And we went through stuff, residential construction's very cyclical, and we went through ups and downs and times of discouragement where we didn't have any work. And the one thing me and my dad always told each other, look, you just got to take it one day at a time. And you get in these situations where you got to put one foot in front of the other. You don't know what the future holds, but you got to just keep going. Oh boy, you guys are a trip, man. You guys are a riot. The New Jersey Staten Island connection, I'm telling you. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. That's a good point. You got to do it. You got to do it incrementally. You got to do it incrementally. It's good to set little goals along the way. That's the thing, Hard Knocks. My dad has a tractor he's inheriting. I think it's a Ford 2N. So it was a 9N, but it was built in 42. So it's a hand crank model, or originally was a hand crank model, and I think they call those 2Ns. And he's looking at getting that up and getting in his garage of the place that they're at now, and restoring that. My dad's idea of taking it easy. I was there, staying over there one night, and I got up in the morning, and my dad's telling me, "Oh, I had a hard time sleeping last night, so I woke up this morning. I walked 2.5 miles, and then I came home and took a nap for another hour." I'm like, "Yeah, you got a lot of health problems, and you're retired. You're retiring." That's my dad's version of taking it easy. I think me taking it easy like that probably about kill me. Rob, not to get too personal, but are you retired? And by all means, if you don't want to say, just say I'd rather not say. But I'm just kind of wondering. You talked a little bit in your videos about kind of some of your history, and I think, oh, okay, I wonder how that works, how that plays out. Well, Keith, you're a high achiever. Motivation. That's what employers look for. They look for somebody who actually wants to be there and wants to work. It goes a long way. You can be very average at your job, but if you're motivated and you want to be there, you're still going to go places. No, Knox, he walked 2.5 miles because those 2.5 miles were there. I think his thought was maybe if he got a little exercise, he could go back and catch a nap, which he did. If that was his plan ended up working. Yeah, Keith, by what metric, though? You say you're not a high achiever. I mean, maybe not by your metric, but what's that saying? Most people don't aim too high and miss, they aim too low and hit. Think about that one, you guys. I wish Juan was here to tell me that's deep. Okay, yeah. I'll pinch until 58. Well, I'm still not totally sure how that works, but it's kind of like the classic example people talk about with this sometimes is like the Walmart greeters. How many of them actually need to work? How many of them are just there doing something just to keep busy, just because otherwise they would get bored? I think, hey, you know, people who've worked their whole lives, how did my grandparents do it? Well, my one grandpa, my mom's dad, passed away about 12 years ago. He was still building houses when him and my grandma's last house, I think he was 75 when he completed that. You know, poured the foundation, did all the concrete flat work, framed it, pulled all the wire, did all the plumbing. I think he hired out the drywall, did all the finish work, did the roof, did the siding, finished that when he was 75, and he still built two more duplexes after that. So he never actually retired. He just kind of eventually died. No, Frank, I'm saying that's deep. Most people don't aim too high and miss. They aim too low and hit. The point is you got to, set your goals higher in life. Juan, usually when I say something like that, Juan will come in the chat and say, wow, that's really deep, MD. And I think, yeah, it is. Oh, wow. Rob, I don't know what that means, but that sounds kind of like not good or something. Well, I'm not retirement age, and from the look of it, I'm probably not going to be there for a long time, but that doesn't bother me. As long as I have something I can do, I don't mind not being retired. I don't mind working. We'll see you, Eddie. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Yeah, Keith, to your last comment at Rob, uh, well, I'll let Rob could deal with that, but I mean, how many times have we seen that with that guy? Not everybody's totally aware of like what's going on there, and when they become aware of it, it's like the situation with Leak when somebody smartened him up as to what was actually going on. He didn't know that. Same thing with Tom. How long did Tom avoid watching all those negative videos and all that garbage? Tom just didn't want to deal with it. So, not everybody's totally up to speed on all the stuff that's happened, and you can't necessarily be blamed for that every step of the way. Oh, thanks, Ken. I knew if I put it out there enough times, somebody would come through and tell me it was deep. Thanks, Ken. You're a real pal. Frank, any update on the lease situation? You probably want to save that for one of your live streams, but Comcast or whoever it is doesn't always necessarily cooperate on your live stream. So, oh, okay, Keith. Cello, are you there in Florida? You still negotiating then, Frank? Is that kind of what it is? Frank, that wouldn't be a bad way to go. What Keith's talking about. The more I look at the business model, I mean, if you could be a mobile guy, a diagnostician, or whatever, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad way to go. It's a lot less overhead. Keith, did you say that you still have a shop though? You still have a physical building? Yeah, Cello. How's it? How's the cost of living down there in Florida, Cello? Maybe Frank and Keith. Maybe you guys could like alternate days on who's the boss on which day. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, that kind of thing. Oh, okay. Good information, Rob. Oh, okay, Frank. Interesting. It's cheap, Cello. How much does the house run down there? Keith, why do you keep that? And as with everything else I say, if I'm asking too many questions, don't hesitate to tell me to mind my own business. But I do kind of wonder that because you've said that to me before, and I thought if you never use it, yeah. So you guys can get away with talking to each other like that because you're friends, I suppose. Yeah, Frank. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, Ken. I thought what Ken said the other day was pretty telling. The business that he's in isn't really about making a bunch of money. It's more making a bunch of money on the operation of the business. It's more about making money selling the business itself. Retirement what, Knox? Sorry, I lost the train of thought there. See, Keith, that right there. I could never live in New York. So stupid. How dumb is that? That practically ruined my night. I'm going to have to take 2 knockouts tonight in order to get to sleep now. New York City requires me to have a shop address. Those commies. Oh, man. I don't know how you do that, Keith. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Knox. Kind of have some physical property or whatever, physical assets to sell. Oh, it's a rent. Oh, man. Oh, oh, man. Oh, Keith. How do you do it? So, Keith, nobody comes by the shop. I mean, you don't actually probably ever do any work there, or if you're all mobile. Yeah, New York is the Cali of the East. Man, I don't know how those guys. It's like when Dow was talking about starting his own business. I thought I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to try to do that in California. They're hemorrhaging businesses right and left. All of them are moving to Texas and Tennessee and basically just anywhere outside of California. It's so expensive to operate there. Yeah, I know that, Frank. I actually, one of my cousins is married to a guy. His dad owns a diesel shop in New Jersey. It's down there on the, I don't think it would be considered the Jersey Shore, but, it is on the coastline of New Jersey. Where's it at? Wherever Frankie Edgar's from in New Jersey. Tom's River? It's close to Tom's River. I know that. I don't think it's in Tom's River, but it's pretty close. Keith, that's actually not as expensive as I thought it was. As I thought it was going to be. It's still horrible, but I mean, if that's the cost of doing business, even when you're a mobile mechanic, they want you to have an address. So there's nothing you can do as far as just having an address at another shop, or I'm guessing you've thought of all this, but I'm just kind of asking for the record here. 2,800 a month for an empty shop with 2 brand new lifts, waste oil tank, 1 desk, and compressor that I still have to have tested once a year, in shop insurance. It's terrible. What's your interest rate, Cello? You better tell me. Don't tell me I'm asking for too much information. I want to know who your mortgage company is. I want to know what your interest rate is, and I want to know your current credit score immediately. Yeah, that's the thing, Knox. Though, if he had a couple people in there doing that, that's probably would it cost him more to have the employees than it would he would be able to make off of it. He'd still be hemorrhaging money. Man, that's terrible. Keith, that's actually not far off, believe it or not, from Seattle housing prices. If you go further out of town, you can obviously get something cheaper than that. But the area I live in, that would probably be about a average house price. Frank says if you sell your house and move out of New Jersey, then you pay out of New Jersey. They tax you when you leave. They call it New Jersey exit tax. Yeah, Cello, that's good. Yeah, your mortgage interest rate's 2%. Yeah, that's great. What do you have? About a 1100 FICO score? Yeah, it's exactly what I thought, Keith. It would just cost you more money and it wouldn't be worth it. You'd still be upside down on it. I'm guessing your best bet is to probably just get the absolute smallest shop that you can find. Ooh, sublease. Yeah, they'd probably do some kind of sublease tax on that or something stupid. Keith, hopefully it's a woman. I know you too well because you're probably going to follow up. Yeah, what's his name, Keith? Frank. I knew it, Frank. I knew it. Tell you what, I was born at night, Frank, but not last night. I saw that one coming a mile away. Yeah, Cello, I didn't ask about your car payment, but now that you mention it, that's a good tack to take. One of the people that I'm going to have on here eventually is Marcello, and I haven't talked to him about it yet. But eventually, Cello, I'm going to get you on this show, and we're going to delve into who the real Marcello de facto is. You, Minions, Nick Windsor. You guys know who I touched bases with recently? I'm going to whisper it into the microphone. Single cams. Yeah. Does that name ring a bell with any of you? Single cams. Hey, thanks, Keith. I said that, and then you threw a curveball at me. Oh, that's good. Classic, Keith. You got me. Oh, I tell you what. In spite of my rough exterior, you guys have kind of cracked through that, and you guys are kind of getting to be my friends here. This is good. Yeah, Ken, that was my first thought. Use a PO box, but it sounds like if you're an auto shop, they want to have a shop to inspect. You probably have to pay an inspection fee to have that compressor and all the oil stuff inspected too. It's just a scam. It's such a scam. Oh boy, you guys, you guys are funny. Yeah, but the channel, Frank. Go look up the channel. I'm going to get this guy on here. I am going to get him on my show. If YouTube's a more recent thing for you, you're not going to pick up on who this is, but this is somebody almost on par with Roman Automotive as far as, hey, who is that guy? People want to know. And Single Cams is one of those guys. The channel is Single Cams on YouTube, and I have gotten a dialogue going with him, and I will have him on here. You guys watch out. This thing's going worldwide. Hard Knocks, when you say that, when somebody's transitioned like that, you have to say if they went from male to female, anytime you hearken back to the male version, you have to say at the time. So you could say Bruce Jenner, but you just have to qualify it with at the time. So Bruce Jenner won the gold medal in the triathlon or in the pentathlon, decathlon in the 1976 Olympics in Montreal. Bruce Jenner won that at the time. So yeah, I don't know. Junkie will be on at the end of this week. Oh, so you missed you missed so much. You might actually want to go back and rewatch about the last 35 minutes of this. We had somebody expose themselves as possibly a racist on here. We had talk of Keith's friend in Seattle. We, we had talk about Cello's FICO score. We had talk about the difficulty of conducting business in New Jersey and New York. Transition. Oh, anytime I hear the word transition now, like the president's transition team, I think, hey, are we going to have to give them an ESPN award? We're going to have to give them an ESPY if they're part of a transition because we now need to celebrate that. Oh, ridiculous. That's about as ridiculous as trying to own a business in New York City. The Late Late Show was sick with it. Single Cams, that's the name of the channel on YouTube. Go look it up. All one word, Single Cams. And I'm going to interview him. Oh, so you're not working tonight or what? Oh, so you ever go to Los Dos Amigos? Get that pollo burrito? Yeah, with extra rice. Also, do they still have that Arctic Circle out there on like 148th and Division? We're getting really deep in the stream now, you guys. You guys, if you didn't wanted to get out before, now you're going to really regret staying in. So I'm going to start asking also Portland fast food questions. Hey, also, I was down there in Gladstone over the weekend, and went to Roke's. Went to Roke's and to Burgerville. Oh man, they closed the Arctic Circle. Also, I've got the name of that Mexican food place wrong. There's a whole chain of them. Muchos Gracias, that's the name of it. Sorry. Los Dos Amigos is another place in Roseburg. You ever go to Muchos Gracias and get that pollo burrito? Whew, mama knows. Yeah, also, it was good. Had that, had the long sausage dog. I definitely broke the diet then. Ooh man, I got the coney fries. Yeah, they're good. Also, it's good. Muchas gracias. Yeah, that's good stuff. How could they close the Arctic Circle? Now there's only like three of them left. You ever go to Pizza Baron? Also, 122nd Pal, 100 Division or Pal Division. What about Abby's? You ever hit up Abby's, Pietro's, Escape from New York Pizza? That's quite something. Sorry, Cello. I've been through that before. That's no fun. Can't eat for 24 hours or whatever when they're going to do blood work. You're right. The owner is a drunk. He's also a terrible person. But that pizza's good. You don't know what you're talking about. Pizza Baron. I don't know what it is, and it's like $30 for basically a Totino's, but it is good. Got to hit up Abby's. Get those spuds. Ooh yeah. Keith, did you fix that yourself, or did you get that from a restaurant, or what? Is Staten Island the same as like the rest of what most of us would think of as New York City, as far as there being places open all the time around the clock? Well, that's got to be handy. Good for you, Keith. It's probably extra good. My dad's a super good cook. I'm telling you, he's really top notch. But when I'm down there, I don't like him having to fix food all the time. Well, you guys be thinking of your questions for Junkie, because I don't think I'm going to go live again. Knock on wood, but probably not until Saturday when we do that stream. But I know plenty of you guys just ask Junkie questions otherwise. But if you could address them publicly in the stream, that might make for. Keith, hit me up. I'm telling you. Never gone to King Burrito. So how about Super Burrito? How about Super Torta? You about that? March 21st. What's the occasion, Keith? Are you only staying for one day or what? I'm gonna go there also since you live right close. What about La Coretta? I used to eat at La Coretta. I probably ate there an average of 4 days a week for probably a good 6 or 7 years. Not the one out there in Gresham though, or the other one. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Keith, I'm telling you, we'll do something. I'll take you sightseeing or something. I'll tell you this too, while Frank and you were both in the stream, when Frank said that about September 2nd, I thought really hard about trying to take time off and get out there for that. But just like with the CDL stuff coming up toward the end of this year, I got to save my money and save my vacation time. But this is kind of my goal to go to some of these meetups. I thought if Jay Young ever got to the point where he did another one, I would try to make it to that one. ATE Training Expo. I will look that up. Lot lizards. If I whistle a song, could you guys tell me what the name of the song is? I know I'm getting real desperate, but I've been trying to figure this out for about the last 5 hours, and I can't find any app that'll do it. Sorry, Frank. I saw the comment after I'd already started. I had to go for it. Yeah, Gary, I don't think, obviously I don't know one way or the other. I don't know his life, but it was obvious to me that he needed some time off from YouTube. So no time like the present. Do 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 do. It's a recent song. I'm horrible with the words to song, any word. How many of you guys are serious? REO Speedwagon? Popeye the Sailor. That's not it. That's not it, you guys. Come on. Help a brother out. Well, all right. You didn't have to cut me up. You gave me enough of the lyrics, Keith. If you're serious about that, I could find it just based on that. Yeah, Knox basically gave you guys the lowdown on that. That's pretty much the same thing I know what Knox just said about that situation. So he sweat. You didn't have to stoop so low. Okay, yeah, that works too, Keith. No, Gary, I don't think you're unreasonable for kind of wondering that. I'm just, if you watch the last several weeks of his channel, it was obvious he had a lot going on. And sometimes YouTube's a time commitment, even if you're just doing live streaming. Yeah, Rob, my older brother lives in Milwaukee. My parents now are in Gladstone. My younger brother lives in Southeast. One of my younger sisters lives in Southeast. One of my younger sisters lives in Gladstone with my parents. A logging town up in the mountains. Arrested in Gresham. R. Kelly. Supposedly R. Kelly has like some kind of cult going on. I was seeing the other day. That's why I stay off of the Twitter news. It's always like entertainment news. Band Gotai, someone that I used to know. So here's the backstory on this, Keith. I never listened to modern music, hardly ever. But occasionally I'll come across a song or hear something on the radio, and if I'm in a restaurant or a store or whatever, and I'll think, I wonder what that song is. Well, Gary, I think the bottom line there is he just needed to be left alone and concentrate on the rest of life. And he knew that if he kept his channel active, it was going to be really hard for him to do that. So, but he has another account, at least one. So, somebody that I used to know. Yeah, but you didn't have to cut me off. That was the only part of it that I thought I had heard the lyrics on, but I couldn't be sure. You didn't have to cut me off. Someone that I used to know. Okay. Rob, was there more to that story or what? You said you got arrested in Gresham. I used to get pulled over in Gresham occasionally. I grew up in Oregon City mostly, like outside Oregon City. I used to get pulled over by the cops all the time, man. They saw a 69 Olds Cutlass Supreme with a teenager with a shaved head in it, and they made certain assumptions, I think. Either that or they just didn't have enough to do because they were Oregon City cops and there was nothing going on. So I never got arrested in Gresham, but I did get pulled over there, and I used to get pulled over in Oregon City all the time. Yeah, OJ is getting out. Here's the thing. I was telling somebody this the other day. OJ didn't do 9 years for getting his stuff back. OJ did 9 years for having gotten off on a double murder. So let's just call that what it is. Sitting on the dock of the bay, isn't that Otis Redding? Someone that I used to know. It's a Boy George song. Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Is that good enough, Keith? It was Dock of the Bay. Is that an old song, the Go Tie, featuring Kimbra? Because I'm not. It sounded like it would have been an 80s song. That's the way it sounded to me, at least. Man, Keith, you got a strong emoticon game. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for stopping by, man. I gave you a thumbs up on your video today, and I watched the whole thing. I didn't comment, but I have those Gear Inch Double X pliers, and those are the same as those are Apex, so they're the exact same thing as the Crescent Double X, except for the branding and the handles are different. I have two of those sets of the Crescent and one set of the Gear Inch, and I like them real well. You're just passing Olympia, coming back from Fort Lewis, and he told me. So, Rob, a bit of family history here. As I kind of mentioned earlier, about half my family is black. Several of my sisters, my younger brother, one of my sister-in-laws, a brother-in-law, nieces, nephews, so on and so forth. Growing up outside Oregon City, my family was the only black people in that entire area. So when that guy said that to you, he probably wasn't joking. Yeah, Ken, I did. I got it saved on my phone too. I'm gonna go to Amazon and buy the song. Wu Tang Clan sang that song. See you, Frank. Yeah, that's my karaoke right there. I don't think I'm gonna take any more requests though. Keith, in all seriousness, how do you get all those emoticons? What kind of a device, handheld device, do you have for that? Do you have to get an app for all that stuff or what? Yeah, those are nice. I've considered doing a giveaway of my extra crescent set. Well, if I have the gear wrench, I have 2 sets of crescents, so I have 3. So I could do a giveaway. And I've never used the second set at all. I just don't have the package they came in. They didn't really come in a case. They just came in like a clam pack. I might do a giveaway on those because those are really nice. Like Frank said, he dropped something down the spark plug hole or something like that, and those are like ideal for that. I've got, when I do my next giveaway though, I've got a 1/4-inch Husky air ratchet for that. Brand new box, the whole 9 yards. I think that one's probably going to be a little less popular item though, because I don't know how many people could actually use that. That's interesting. I never delve into that enough, Keith, to know where that stuff's at on the phone. I know you got some extra emoticons that I didn't even know existed. All right. Well, I think I'll get to end it here. I don't know. Maybe one of these days Oso will go live. I keep holding out hope, but oh boy. Oh, Keith, that's funny. That's real funny. And also, if you're still listening and not commenting, just so you know, that light is coming to me. That's not going to you. The Astro 40 SL is mine also. If you're really nice for like the next year, maybe I'll let you borrow it for like one day. But you'll have to put a deposit on it. See you, Gary. See you guys. Thanks for sticking around. I know there was kind of some negative stuff here in the middle of the stream, which I don't feel good about, believe me. But hopefully that'll resolve itself at some point. Somebody will have to take a good look at themselves. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.